To discuss how local business is being affected by the coronavirus scourge, I'm joined by Sammy Karanja, that's the Chief Executive Officer of the Importers and Small Traders Association of Kenya. A very good evening to you, Sammy.
Good evening to you.
Okay, thank you for gracing us with your presence. Let's kick off this interview by you painting a clear picture for us. The importers, the ones who are doing business with China, like how are they faring on right now?
Business is not very good, and actually, let me say it's in its worst low, because you remember we were from an amnesty, the presidential amnesty. The goods of the traders had been held for about a whole year without being cleared, and now after the president gave us an amnesty, we knew that after that amnesty, after we get the goods back, we're going to sell the goods, then you're going to go back to China. And you remember that when you have the New Year festivals, which ended on 25th of January, from there is when now our traders now go to China to fetch for, to buy goods and also import them in the country. Now, with the striking of the virus, traders were not able to do that because obviously there were the government actually had issues even with the traveling, and actually I've seen even KQ and other airlines have restricted any airline from China coming to this country and also to other parts of the world. And so, as you have had the trader, one of the traders who was saying, I think is Nyamakima, they were saying that they can't be able to bring the goods here. So actually they are eating in their stocks. And if you don't have stock, you are selling nothing.
So is it fair to say that there's actually no imports coming in from China?
Yes, there are no imports because actually the only way you can be able to get goods from China is, for example, some of the traders who are in contact with the manufacturers, and they have been doing that for the longest time possible. But most of our traders actually, they go there to fetch for goods from different city to another city, trying to get the good prices and also the standards which actually cabs look at. And so we take ourselves to China to go and look for those goods. So we can't travel to China. So when you look at the statistics of the containers which come annually, is about 1 million to 1.2 million containers that dock in Mombasa, and 30% of those containers, they belong to small medium entrepreneurs. So you're talking about over 300,000 containers docking in Mombasa. And so unless a trader is bringing what we call the FLCs, the full load containers, and few traders are able to do that, we do consolidation. That means we gather ourselves as 10 or 50 or 20 people, and we fill one container and bring them into the country, and we send one person to be in China so that they can be able to consolidate for us. So we don't have any goods which are coming from China.
There are no goods coming in, so there's no even cause for local traders when it comes to matters delays. So no goods at all.
No goods at all so far.
Okay, so which businesses would you say are struggling the most?
We import a lot of electronics from China. We also do a lot of beauty. We also do a lot of spare parts, or cartridges, computers, and so those are some of the those are some of the goods actually who have been affected so much. Full load containers, maybe construction materials, which probably some traders are bringing full load containers, but there are not many. So when you look at the electronics industry, the mobile phone industry, the beauty industry, when you look at the weaves, when you look at the lotions, all those things that we get from China, we are not able to do that, to source them from China.
Wow. Now, Sammy, as we've just had the story go on air, the numbers are rising. We're already at 40,000, and they keep on getting higher and higher. So how will businesses rebound from this? Say it becomes worse.
Actually, China has said that it's the worst, is actually worse than the SARS virus, which was reported, I think, in 2003 or something like that. And so we have to look for new markets so that we can be relevant or we can remain in business, because as long as you see the travel advisory which is being put for China, we can be able to travel there because of the intensity of the infections of the virus. And so we are actually talking with the traders, and we have had meetings even with the traders to see how we can be able now to get other goods from other markets, like in India, which is also a huge market. They have a very strong manufacturing front, whereby we can be able to get goods from India. because we have to diversify right now, because there's no way out, because this are our livelihood, this is where we get our daily bread, and also we grow this economy. So we are looking at how we can be able to open other markets, even other Asian tigers. We see how much we can be able, we can go to Thailand, other places, and see how we can be able to get those markets.
All right, regardless the fact that yes, you need a backup plan, you need to diversify, how easy is it going to be for traders to now start forming relationships with other countries other than China?
Well, it's not easy, because ideally, even the time that we started going to China, it was our personal initiatives, whereby some traders decided to go there and see how much we can be able to get, at how much we can be able to get some goods, because we were getting goods very expensively, and we are looking at fronts where we can be able to do them, to do the business. Unless now the government also steps in and see how we can be able to be introduced even to such markets, because we also have those bilateral organizations whereby they have to have in talks with, allow our people to go there. And Kenyans, how we flooded in China, and so once we decide to go flood in Thailand or any other country, we are going to flood there. And so, but it's a huge opportunity for any other country that we are going to eye on, and also get into those bilateral relationships, because we are huge. You have seen that we import about 391 billion shillings every financial year, and I think based on where we are at right now is also going to go high, because the demand also is high, and the pricings are also going to go high. When you look at the mobile phones, they are going to go high. The beauty products are the electronics are going to go high, because unless now you get it, you source it from any other place. And I've also seen other traders, today we had meetings with other traders who are actually doing it from Europe. There are other traders who have actually bring a full load container of electronics from Europe, and now in terms of the costings, it's going to
I was going to say that the consumer is definitely going to have to dip into their pocket, or rather put their hand in the pocket a bit deeper. All right, Sammy, thank you so much for bringing us up to speed. Of course, this is a conversation that we shall continue having.